Hello, my name is Jace Hoadley. I'm 18 years old, and I consider myself to be a rather interesting person. How so, may you ask? So, I find it a little bit easier to introduce myself when I do it in correlation with introducing my little friend here. So, this object is very common, rather peculiar. The first thing you might notice about this is its shape. Rectangular prism, but I like to focus more on the edges, you see, because I consider myself a rather edgy person. Not the anxious teenager type, more of the daredevil, risk-taking person who, encourages the rush of adrenaline. So I find that something that I have in common with a box of tissues. My next point would be our purpose. And no, not wipe your boogers, that's not my job. So what this box of tissues for is it's helpful in the ways, well, obviously its job is to wipe boogers, unless you're nasty and you wipe it on your sleeve. No, so me, I am helpful in very few instances as well, in the way that if you have a handyman job or you simply need advice or anything else that's rather simplistic, I can help with. The next point of my association with a box of tissues is our encouragement of good hygiene. Although this kind of relates to my last point, there's a separation between the two. So, me personally, if you smell bad, I will tell you. I try to make other people as presentable and approachable as possible, similar to a box of tissues. Because if you have a runny nose and you're walking around, the box of tissues will give you the stinky eye until you fix yourself. That is my association for good hygiene. Now my next 2 points have to do with some Kleenex history, so buckle up for this history lesson, am I right? So back in 1926, the big promotion for Kleenex here was it's a disposable handkerchief. So, sounds fancy, I know, but stick with me. In the 1920s, who would be someone that would give you a handkerchief? Anyone? The answer is gentlemen, thank you. Good job. Okay,
Thought
so...
it was a unicorn.
Yes, you know where I'm going with this. I consider myself to be a gentleman. I'm not perfect by any means, but I will open the door for you. I will say please and thank you, and yes, if I had one, I would give you my handkerchief, because I'm that guy. My last point of how I relate to a box of tissues would be the nickname similarity. I know, my nickname is not Kleenex. So, a little bit more disposable handkerchief history would be in 1924 when Kleenex was actually invented and put on the market. The promoter was Mr. Squeaky Clean. I'm not making this up. That was the name. He was the face of Kleenex, and he had a cool name to back it up. So I, with my dashing good looks, my clean dress apparel, and my obvious charm, Mr. Squeaky Clean seems like a fitting nickname. Am I right? Yes. So, conclusively, I hope through this little experience you know a little bit more about who I am, how I relate to a tissue box, and I appreciate you for your time putting up with this, first of all, and have a good rest of your night.